How can hypergamy affect men's mental health? That is what we'll be talking about today. Is it truly so bad, or may there be another explanation? Just like any other activity you partake in, dating should be fun. I wish you the best of luck and that you reach the stage in your life where you like meeting and talking to ladies as much as I do, wooing them and having a wonderful time with them. Watching this video should help clarify the steps necessary to make progress in that direction. Please don't think that I'm implying you have the ability to go there on your own. To the contrary, I would like to see you get closer. To help people who aren't familiar, here's a you don't seem bothered by the fact that the most famous example of hypergamy, which refers to marrying or having sex with someone who is more financially successful than you are, is Cinderella. You know that she starts out as a commoner and marries a prince to become a princess, but you might not know what she accomplished while she was still a commoner. Now, I'd like to pose this question to you, so what do you think? It's a common myth that women are always on the lookout for suitors and that they only date wealthy men. No matter what it is, I don't think that statement can be relied upon as an accurate measure of social standing. Your socioeconomic status is one of the components of made value, just as it is of made value. So, I guess you could say that's true. Most people believe that women only develop romantic feelings for a man if he has an attractive appearance or if they are really sexually aroused at the time, as such, or perhaps you are merely aware of that fact. They are very enthusiastic and will pursue a man who is on the same or higher level as them, even when it comes to hooking up. Once this would make me frustrated, but now I see why that was. And if the most desirable women all want the same thing, then there can be only one man. To some extent, we see this happening on a daily basis in the culture that we live in, as there are many men who refuse to take part in anything because they believe that no women will be interested in them, that they need someone to share their bed with at night, and that they will be left behind as a result. In total, I'd say there are around 30 of them here. Most men simply don't care about tying the knot, so they don't. The term cell is used to describe these entities. In response, they experienced extreme anger. Because of this, they conclude that life is unfair and that nothing is going the way they want it to. As much as it breaks my heart to see people in this area, I'm hoping that this may inspire them or help them see things from a new perspective so that they can finally turn their lives around. I understand how tough things are for you right now because I was once in your position. However, I haven't always been the self-motivated, optimistic person that I am now, though I've always admired those qualities in others. In my opinion, it was a good time overall. Since I learned that I was capable of accomplishing my goals if I put in the required work, I am dedicated to developing myself and realizing my aspirations. I've been given advice on how to portray myself to the opposite sex successfully. There are many ways in which I can increase my partner's value, and it is not impossible for me to do so. Some things simply cannot be altered. Every aspect of your life, from your social interactions to your financial stability, is within your control. We live in a society that sets a premium on one's position in society. I have proven that it is possible to reach this objective in my own life. I'm sure you're aware that there once was a broke man. His vision was the impetus for the company's early success. My business bank account was $2,000 in the red when I originally opened it. You know that knowledge and practice can enhance your ability to communicate with others, your general well-being, and the quality of your interpersonal ties, even if you currently have a negative $2,000 in your bank account. As soon as I saw this, I knew that the only way to rise in the social ranks was to acquire the skills of dressing well, yin games, making friends, and crying. I was completely at a loss for words. Introspection had me completely preoccupied. The reason for this is that in the modern world, women have less leeway for error than males do. That is my view, and it is reflected in my recent discussions on the female pay disparity. While I enjoy participating in this activity, it is interesting to note that the vast majority of the world's billionaires are men. To circumstances such as the death of a husband, many women in the upper echelons of society now find themselves in possession of large sums of money that were originally intended for someone else. Think about the wall portraits as illustrative examples of the Walton family. Can you track them down? I estimate that their value is somewhere around $50 billion. There are indeed some women in this group. It's a common misconception that women have no interest in or aptitude for running their own businesses. Indeed, this is a commonly held belief. It only takes a moment to glance around any city to see that men rule at every level, from mayor on down. Could you give me a rough estimate of how many men are currently homeless, akin to what you could have had in 1995? I am not disputing that there are individuals living on the streets. In fact, there are women living on the streets in many places of the world. A guy who's also you're faced with a choice between two extremes and you know it. Choose to live your life to the fullest and become a fantastic, successful person who everyone admires, or allow your preference for reading from left to right hold you back and you'll find yourself alone and unloved. So far, it has been observed to affect solely females. There is no denying that women exhibit a wide range of differences, especially when considering the effects of time. But if you ask me about a guy, he's either the best thing or the worst thing that could happen to you. Women, too, display a surprising degree of diversity. A man's perspective and sense of agency are crucial in determining how and whether he can overcome many of life's challenges. Despite how it may seem, you do have some say in the matters at hand. That's the universe way of saying, hey, look and listen. Those are your two options going forward. Either you will join the thriving 70% who reap the rewards of advancement, or you'll lag behind like the 30% who don't. Both the women who can date him and the ones he is interested in can and will develop the sexual and other relationships they seek. The only question is whether you'll continue straight or make a U-turn. Take some time to mull it through before making a final call. Is there something I can add to this video that will make me more desirable to a female viewer? As far as I am aware, none of the responses are unfavorable. In this very now, you can take steps towards your goal. Maybe you're not in a good place emotionally or physically to start doing these things right now. And that's fine. You don't have to be any better than I was. There are steps you can do today to improve your situation. But the fact that you can begin taking action is the most crucial part. There's a chance that the little things in your life are actually beneficial to your psyche. Once your mental and physical health have improved to the point that you can begin to generate actual gains in your life, only then will I be able to properly describe the benefits of starting at the bottom and working your way up. Extreme pressure to succeed can be found in today's society. You must give a lot of thought to who you are as a person. It's amazing that you can appreciate both the good times and the bad ones. They are the hypergamous men who inherited the wealth that came from their naturally attractive appearances and were given all the material possessions that the rest of the forest's inhabitants covet so desperately. I have faith that we will achieve our goals and make progress toward a brighter future because I know that we can. For some, learning about hypergamy for the first time can be discouraging since they may conclude that such a relationship status is out of their reach. But if you believe what I say, you won't trust what you tell yourself. That much is certain. The information and resources you need to solve the problem are right here in this video. All you have to do is view it. You've already taken the first step in understanding the circumstances of your existence. You've given up on attempting to understand why it isn't, and are instead searching for potential improvements that may be used to justify your previous conclusions. You've already started questioning the meaning of your current situation. You're done trying to understand why it isn't. If you don't help yourself, no one else will. Some people are confident in their ability to affect positive change in the world, while others are convinced that they can't. If you don't help yourself, no one else is going to step in to assist you. Is anyone truly shocked by the prevalence of hypergamy? Complainers are often in a similar situation to mine.